Hey, what's going on, YouTube family? This is your boy Adrian back at you with my third video explaining narcissism and narcissistic abuse. Today I wanted to come from the topic of grooming. And I'm sure you guys, just like myself, you guys are thousands of videos in at this point and you've heard a lot about grooming, but what I haven't heard is what it looks like, and how we can combat it, I guess. So I've heard a bunch of videos just talking about, the narcissist grooming, neck supply, and all of that kind of stuff. But I don't think I've heard anybody really explain what that looks like. And so hopefully if somebody is in the grooming process right now, you guys will take something from this, and maybe you can get yourself out now. This is definitely the best time to get out of the situation. Because the abuse has started, don't get me wrong, but you'll save yourself a lot of heartache and pain of going through the full discard and all of that kind of stuff. So okay, let's get right into it. Grooming. So you have to remember that they are working off of a cycle. So if they're working off their cycle, when they come to you, they're not single. They're not coming to you from a single standpoint. They may make it look like that. They may even present a situation where it's like friends with benefits or that kind of thing. It's going to be real casual. It's going to be kind of real go with the flow. You guys are going to be hanging out. It's going to be like, oh, you want to go out for a drink? You want to go out for dinner? All of that kind of stuff. And what happens is at this point you'll get a mini love bomb. So they're at this point just trying to get to know you and see if it's even worth investing the type of time to continue to love bomb you and move you up the chain. So if we are remembering that, and if we're looking at that, we have to look at it like this. Okay, let's say there's supply A already in the mix, and then most likely they have supply B in the mix. So you're probably coming in somewhere around C, D, E, F, G, who knows. But let's just say for the sake of this video that you are coming in the game as supply C. So as you are coming into the game as supply C, they are devaluing A. So the love bomb is over with A. They are in the devalue and headed towards the discard with A. So what it looks like is they will, while they're devaluing A, they may disappear from A for 2 or 3 weeks. They may be doing the ghosting. They're doing the push-pull with A. And they're going to, while they're doing that, they're going to give you that time. So the normal time where they would be spending that time with A and, all of that kind of stuff, and maybe even B interchangeably, what they're going to do is now they're going to groom supply C, and they're devaluing A. So while they're devaluing A, the next step in the process is going to be the discard. So if you think about how the cycle works, when they discard A, they're going to bump up whoever's in the harem closet. So, and it's usually the path of least resistance. That's how it's always been explained to me. So if C is easier to get to at that time than B, then C could very well be promoted into that A position, and B could stay right there in that B position where they were the whole time. But let's just say, for the sake of, like I said, this video again, let's just say we just go through the cycle. So A gets discarded, B gets moved up. When B gets moved up, then C usually gets bumped up into the B position. So what will happen is the cycle will start over again. So now the new A is in the love bomb, going into the devalue and going into the discard. Now what's going to happen is each time you get a bump up, it's going to be the love bomb, a mini love bomb, but it's going to be a little more intense each time, or at least that's how it was in my case. So I'm speaking from my personal experience, guys. Don't take me, as I'm just speaking from personal experience. But basically, What it is so I basically came in not knowing, just as a friend with benefits, probably as a C or D or E, but like I said, for the sake of the video, we're going to say a C. And A was devalued and discarded. Didn't really know about any of this at this time. So what's going to happen is, because they're grooming you two different ways. So you gotta remember this. They're grooming you two different ways. So what they're doing is they're coming in. They're going to give you a mini love bomb, and then they're just going to pull back. And when they're pulling back, that's because they have to give that attention back to A and B to keep them in place, or to whatever, whatever part of the cycle they're in with them, they have to tend to that. So they'll give you a little mini love bomb, and it may go out, it may go on for 2 weeks, it may go on for a month, it could be 2 months, just depending on where they are in the cycle with the other supplies. And then they're just gonna pull back from you. And so when they pull back, it's not gonna be a pullback like a beef or an argument or something like that. It's usually going to be a pullback like, oh, life got the best of me, or something happened, started school, or it's going to be some reason that they can't give you the same amount of attention again. But it's not going to be the like, oh yeah, I started dating someone else, or I'm in a relationship, or any of that kind of stuff. They are never going to tell you that they're in a relationship. You will never notice at this point unless you go digging for it. And in my case, I was so real go with the flow and just, going with just going with the motions, because I thought I had found somebody I enjoyed spending time with, but I wasn't really tripping over relationship like that. So I kind of was enjoying the friends with benefits, and that's the danger of the friends with benefits situation, guys. So, okay, so like I said, what happens is you get a mini love bomb, and then in that mini love bomb, you will get all of the euphoria and all of that kind of stuff, but it's just not as intense as the full-fledged love bomb once you become the main grade A supply. So when you are going through the cycle, like I said, what's going to happen is you are going to be, the A is going to be devalued, then discarded, and then someone's going to get promoted. Every time you get promoted, the mini love bomb gets a little more intense to kind of lock you in a little bit further, and they're still grooming you to be that A. So they got to put it on you a little bit harder the second time around. Now, what they're also grooming you, like I said, they're grooming you two ways. So they're grooming you for the push-pull, and they're grooming you to be hooked on them. So they are grooming you with the sex bomb, and they're in the love bomb, and they're going to give you, they're going to groom you with the pleasure, but then they're also grooming you to get used to being pulled away from. So like I said, the first pull away isn't going to be, it's going to be like school or work, or, oh, I had things come up in life, that kind of thing. But it's not going to be anything that'll make you raise any red flags to like, wait a minute, you know what I'm saying, that kind of thing. So when they come back, they're going to love bomb you again. And the love bomb this time is, like I said, it's going to be a little more intense, because they're grooming you now to become that grade A supply. So if you make it through these processes and you become that grade A supply, that's when the abuse will start with you, the real abuse. Even though actually the abuse has already started. Like, the abuse started at the door, guys. You gotta understand that the abuse started from the time they met you. So what you have to understand is, just understand that it's a cycle. Understand that they always have someone in the harem closet. They always have to have a warm body at night. They always have to have adulation, adoration, and all the attention, all of that kind of stuff. And if you are coming into the mix, most likely there's already people in the